The RTFT All-Star Racing League is on the air. Live from the iRacing version of the Talladega Super Speedway, it's the Who's Nate 75 Xfinity cars on the Super Speedway. Tony Trapasso up in the booth, joined with me by my normal partner in crime, Mr. Kevin Paskowitz. And joining us tonight for the first time for the RTFT broadcast, Mr. Racing Jason Coburn. Jason, how the hell are you?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How you doing?
Living the dream. KP, better late than pregnant, I see.
Yep. Just flew in. My arms are awfully tired, but happy to be here tonight, guys.
Yeah, I kind of figured your flight got delayed out of Marietta, Ohio there. So, Xfinity cars on a plate track. And I have to say that if past racing is any indication, as the size of the track increases, the number of cautions we have decreases. So I kind of keep my fingers crossed for that one tonight. So far, the usual suspects pretty much sitting at the top of the leaderboard. However, we did receive word from management that one of the winningest drivers in the RTFT has withdrawn from the championship, and that, of course, is Mr. Dallas Pataska. He has a chance to go for his iRacing Pro card, and on behalf of the entire RTFT All-Star League, Bofa Broadcasting and Phenomenal Motorsports, we wish Dallas the best in gaining that Pro card, and it'd be good to see him with a black stripe on his bumper.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's super exciting, Tony. It's great for him. Wish him all the best. And it kind of opens up this field a little bit. I mean, he's been so dominant this season. And, he was my pick for the championship. So I think it's going to be interesting to see who steps up and fills that role.
Well, as far as stepping up and filling that role, Zach Brew blistering a time right now, 48.597. Unofficial track record here is hot laps getting ready to wind down. Just a little over 3.5 minutes left. Ronnie Osmer currently sitting second quick. Colin Bauer, Michael Jeans, Taylor Burris actually taking time tonight. So league owner putting on the racing helmet to actually go out on track tonight. So good to see that happening. Steve Gauthier sitting sixth quick. Dustin Dean, Robert Hill Jr., Butch Frazier, and Chris Gutierrez rounding out your top 10. And then you've got the two teammates, Francois Pelletier and Ray Black Jr., sitting 11th and 12th, respectively. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. A little bit of an in-team rivalry with those two. I know that it's a friendly rivalry, but each one not wanting to lose to the other one, regardless if it's racing and iRacing or tiddlywinks.
Right. I mean, excuse me. Teammate rivalries are always really good. I mean, we have Jason here with us. I think he knows a little bit about that.
Very much so.
It makes me wonder, though, are they going to work together until the very end and then make it amongst themselves? Or we might see a little bit of friendly fireworks early as they try and one up the other.
Well, as I scan through the driver listings here, I'm looking down into that team speak, and you've got the 55 of David Bigger, you've got Butch Frazier, Dustin Peng, Frenchie, and Junior all in that same team speak. So that should be something to keep an eye on. It's a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment down in the turn number 1 area as we're watching the cameras pan around the track right now. But Jason, I believe you agreed that you were going to try to do some pit road reconnaissance for us during the race, so that's going to be good to see later on here. As again, hot laps getting ready to wind on down.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about doing it. It should be interesting to find out what we get for feedback from the drivers, if they wreck or anything on the lines of that. The other thing, too, that should be interesting is see how these guys do and drafting 2 wide and maybe 3 wide, depending on how comfortable everyone is around each other.
True story, but I am kind of disappointed that we're only seeing 19 names listed on the entry field, or at least 19 names have taken time so far. We've given you the top 12, then you got Jose Pabon sitting 13th, David Bigger sitting 14th, Andy DeLay 15th, Dustin Ping 16th, Cody Eldred currently sitting 17th quick, Jonathan Medeiros 18th, and Garrett Maines, the last car to have currently taken time, sitting 19th quick. And from what Jason and I were hearing during the earlier part of the hot lap session, brakes might be necessary tonight.
Well, I believe it. I mean, you in the trucks here and in other series here, you can kind of back off a little bit. But with these cars, with the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars, you kind of got to ride that brake a little bit to make sure you don't run over the guy in front of you, because if you back off, it just takes forever to get that engine wound back up.
Who was that in turn 1?
I am not sure.
Oh, they found the launch point. Okay, they're screwing around now with only a couple minutes left. So there's, for those of you who aren't familiar with the iRacing program, on tracks where there isn't an infield or an outfield, in case of Irwindale Speedway, there's these lovely little things that we refer to as launch zones, where if you drive off them, your car just falls off into, the abyss. But if you go at them just right, you can kind of nose into one, and your car will kind of tip up where it's still in the sim, but it's not in the sim. And if you can do it just right, the car will nose over, fall down, and then get launched a couple hundred feet in the air. It's a fun little thing just to pass the time when you've pretty much done all you can in a practice session.
Well, hopefully they keep it to the practice session and we don't see any of these cars going skyward tonight during the race. I know recently here in a couple other series we run, we've seen some cars, how will I put it, challenge the blimp for airspace. So
catch more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games.
There you go. And, unfortunately that is a possibility here. Talladega, cars like to go up and over. But I think it'll be okay. I think we're going to have a really good race tonight.
Well, I just hope we don't end up waffle housing the field. For those of you who don't understand what that means and have never been to a Waffle House because you've never been south of the Mason-Dixon line in the United States, it's where you get scattered, smothered, and covered.
Oh, dear.
That whole statement just sounds bad.
You should see it when it happens. I was at the, for those of you from the Northeast United States, I was actually at the Super Dirt Week Big Block race yesterday, and during the Sportsman race, one of the announcers actually used that phrase to describe the melee that took place in Turn 3. As they're basically... that's how many stocks are made, is what I turned to the guy sitting next to me, and he's going, "What the hell's going on over there?" I said, "That's how they make a mini stock." Because there was a pro stock mounted on top of another pro stock. Doggy style.
Well, that is one way to put it. And I'm not going to lie, we might see some, I guess, would it be a K&N car or a modified that gets made after... these two cars meet up in a similar way here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series?
I believe it would be considered a K&N car, considering K&N cars are generally, or at least used to be, former, when it was the Busch Series and the K&N Series was the Busch North and Winston West, they were actually retired Busch Series cars. But a handful of time starting to come in right now for qualifying. Dustin Dean goes to the top of the leaderboard, 52.945. Butch Frazier currently sitting second quick. Chris Gutierrez, Robert Hill Jr., and Andy DeLay rounding out your top 5. So relatively close time so far in qualifying, at least for the top 5. You can pretty much throw a blanket over The top 7, less than a tenth of a second separating them. I'm thinking Francois Pelletier is taking a book out of, for those of you who follow the IndyCar broadcasts that we do, taking a book out of Gary Bauer's playbook and just basically sandbagging the first lap. There he goes right up into the top 5. So, but how about that lap by Dustin Dean? Good grief.
Man, it's good to see. I mean, we've got several cars up here that don't always qualify the highest. And, of course, we know Talladega is one of those great equalizer tracks.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, it should be good tonight. I mean, I keep going back to that. I know I keep saying it. But, you know, we're going to see a lot of guys that don't normally run in the top 5, top 10, who are going to have a legitimate shot to win here.
Well, during practice, we saw Zach Brew sitting way up towards the top of the leaderboard, which was interesting to see, as he goes 7th quick right now, dropping Frenchie to 8th. So it looks like that's going to about do it for qualifying, those that actually are going to take time. Dustin Dean going to bring him down to green. Michael Jean sitting outside row number 1. Steve Gauthier and Colin Bauer going to make up row number 2. Row 3 goes to Ronnie Osmer and Butch Frazier. So it's an all-5 row number 3 with the 55 of Osmer and the 555 of Frazier. Then you have the 05 of Zach Brew. So the middle of the top 10 currently, a lot of 5s. So if you're into playing numbers, might want to play a 5 tonight. Then we have Francois Pelletier starting outside row number 4. Chris Gutierrez, Robert Hill Jr. going to make up row number 5. Andy DeLay and Jonathan Medeiros can make up row number 6. Row 7 is going to go to Ray Black Jr. and Dustin Ping. Ping being the last one to actually take time. Garrett Maines, Cody Eldred, Jose Pabon, David Bigger, and Taylor Burris all not taking time.
And you know, I think you can back me up on this, Jason. You know as well as I do with these tracks. We don't, you know, where you start does not matter here at all. You can go right to the front real quick, and some of them may be hanging back there to avoid the big one, and then they're going to work their way to the front. So it's a lot of strategy, and really here more than any place, strategy on where you start.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. When I do Talladega or a track like this, I try to make my way up kind of slowly. The biggest thing with a track like this is having patience and trying to keep eye on what everyone's doing in front of you. And if you're inside, you want to try to stay down low so you don't drift up on exit and hit the guy on the outside. And if you're outside, you kind of want to give the guy on the bottom a little bit of room. And try to weave and bob your way up through the field, you know. And it's definitely about pacing yourself, you know. You definitely can't win this first lap, but you can definitely work your way up pretty quick, like you were saying. It's not hard, but it's, you know, keeping a level head as you're doing it.
Well, the 2 times that I've raced Talladega in official stuff, I've actually pit started so that I could avoid the inevitable melee that is going to be turn 1.
Yeah, and that's very true. I mean, I believe that once they have a big one here, and I think it's going to be after a few laps, I think these drivers are good enough that they're going to get this sorted out quickly. But when it happens, you've got to be ready for it. Somebody in the back, you know, is just as likely to get caught up as somebody in the front.
Absolutely. Now, I would like to point out that Dustin Dean, your pole sitter, is currently running a purple paint scheme. For those of you who aren't aware, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. For more information on how you can get involved with the Domestic Violence Awareness Project, or DVAP, please go to nrcdv.org. And I'm sure that we can all agree that under no circumstances should anyone ever raise their hands to a woman.
Well, you know, I'm under the impression no one should ever raise a hand to anyone else.
Well, there is hockey, but that's beside the point.
True. Okay. Yes. Hockey. Yes. But But,
man.
you know, it's a good, very good cause, and I think we all have to agree to that, what you said, Tony, very much. And hopefully he can bring them some good news and bring them at least a podium here tonight.
I honestly hope so. And I will go out and say this right now. If I ever catch a man raising his hands to a woman out of anger, they're going to have me to deal with personally. I may not be as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was, and you're going to have a cane wrapped around your neck. So the field's working its way through the 3-4 complex. Dustin Dean and Michael Jean starting up on the front row. This is going to be a real interesting restart here. As you see the two Blackadder Motorsports cars within striking distance of each other. So look for them to really work together tonight. And I would like to also point out, as we're getting ready to go green, that Zach Brew in the 05 running some pink on his car because October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Pace cars in, the field works its way through the tri-oval, and here we go, kids.
Green flag, green flag.
All right. Well, looks like a good start. We already have a couple cars going 3 wide in the back of the pack.
Well, at the front of the pack, they're currently just trying to get up to speed. And it looks like Colin Bauer is trying to push Michael Jeans right now as they go through the 1-2 complex. Onto the back straightaway we go, and still side by side through most of the field. And go ahead.
I was going to say, it looks just like the pace lap, just now they're going about 180.
True story. As we saw Steve Gauthier give Dustin Dean a good shot going down the back stretch. Look for him to hook up with his teammate before too long here. I'm sure he's working with Dean right now just out of necessity because he knows that Ronnie Osmer right behind him is very hungry to move on in the points chase as Colin Bauer just the shove from hell to get Michael Jeans out onto the point, still pushing him as they go through the 1-2 complex back out onto the back straightaway. Bauer still pushing the daylights out of Jeans.
Now, I want to say, you got to be careful here. You got to let that car breathe once in a while because these cars, they are taped up about 50%. And you get too close and you push somebody for too long, those cars are they're not going to breathe and you're going to have overheating issues.
Well, I do know that what I found out when I was the last NIS race I ran, I was working with Cody Eldred, our new teammate Alex Green, and Forrest Sparks. And Forrest and I got hooked up for quite a while, and what we found is if you run basically right about where Dean is right there. Nah, maybe not. Right where Gauthier was just a second ago, with your nose emblem lined up with their tail lamp, not actually pushing, like actually not making contact, but just staying right there. You guys will both get benefit from the draft, but the trailing car will get air to the radiator.
And that is dead.
Oh, there it goes. Had a little bit of help on that one. And that's Butch Frazier going to the point now as we stay green. The teammates right now, Frazier and Pelletier, now sitting 1-2 as... I have no idea what happened to Dean.
I think he just, there was a little bump, a little bit of contact there, and I think he just got really loose into that tri-oval.
He didn't slam you, he didn't bump you, he didn't nudge you, he rubbed you, son. And rubbing, son, is racing.
That's exactly what happened. The 555 gave him a little rub on the rear bumper, made him squirrely, and then the same thing happened to the 08.
Well, right now you've got the three teammates with Frazier, Pelletier, and Hill all hooked up, and this could spell disaster, at least in the early going, for the rest of the field, as those three guys, I believe, are in the same TeamSpeak channel, so they are definitely working with each other. And right where Frenchie is, that's where you need to stay to keep the air on the, or where he was going down the back straightaway, that's where you need to be to keep the air on the radiator and not overheat that thing. But yet you'll still get the effect of the two-car draft.
And I'm wondering, guys, because we just watched the last lap, the 22 car shot up the track the same place that 21 car did. And I wonder if this setup, these cars are just a little bit loose when they get bumped, especially they're going into the tryover.
Well, it's almost inherent that that's what's going to happen, especially considering we're only working lap 6. The tires are just starting to get up to temperature. The engines are just starting to get up to temperature. And I do know iRacing did trim out all of the baseline setups. So I'm thinking, yes, as we take a look at the nose of the 55, I'm thinking Ronnie's been slam drafting a little bit.
Yeah, I believe it. And it's one thing, I mean, these cars are a standard model. And I think, again, Jason, you can probably attest to this. In real life, these cars, you know, are built different. You have a different super speedway to a short track. Obviously, they don't do that in iRacing. And these front ends are a little bit delicate.
Oh, they definitely are more ways than one. You give a little love tap to a guy in front of you, it messes up their rear bumper, and then it messes up your nose, and then before you know it, you're going around, or the guy in front of you is going around. They're real sensitive with the draft. With the trucks here, you can bump draft a bit. With this car here, you have to be really square with the guy in front of you if you plan on bump drafting. So when I'm racing here, I really do not like the bump draft whatsoever. I like to try to keep a little bit of a bubble in between me and the guy in front and just push.
That's pretty much the same thing I try to do. As we watch the 14 of Bauer duck in front of Butch Frazier right now. Now, I'm not sure about the new generation of cars, but I know back when I was working on them, when you went to Daytona and Talladega, they actually put a half-inch of boilerplate on the inside of the nose piece so that you could slam draft and not have to worry about wadding the nose of the car. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, no.
And we were just talking about not being square, as we're going to go to the replay of that one. And it looks like Frazier, I'm not sure what happened there. Let's go to a chase cam and see if that light sheds any light on the subject. I don't see anything there.
Looks like the 555 again might have either had netcode or just barely touched the back of the leader's bumper and he went around.
Oh, there it is. There actually was contact. He didn't hit him square, and it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of moment, because the 14 of Bauer was actually about 2 tire widths off of the yellow line. Frazier was hugging it. And I think it was just a misjudge of distance.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I mean, they weren't lined up. There was, a good 3 feet, and they definitely weren't lined up when he made contact.
Yeah.
Just bad bump drafting.
And let's see who was involved in that one. Dustin Dean was out. Andy DeLay in the 25 caught a piece of that one. It looks like Robert Hill Jr. in the 95 caught a piece of that one. Maybe crinkled the side of that car. As we take a look, Bauer going down pit side, Hill Jr. going pit side, Gutierrez going pit side, Medeiros, Maines, Pabon, Bigger, and Jeans all taking it pit side. Andy DeLay has already been in and out of the pits, so I'm thinking that maybe a black flag for entering a closed pit for him. Just had absolutely nowhere to go and just caught a race car to the face.
Now, do they have fast repairs in this league or no?
One.
Okay.
And I'm thinking a handful of guys just burned it.
I was just going to ask Tony, you know, what is the strategy on that? Maybe Jason, this is something for you to look at. Is you know, do you try and tweak these cars out? I mean, a pace lap here is awfully long, and try and wait and see if you can burn your fast repair later in the race, or use it now and just hope you stay out of everyone's accident later on.
The biggest thing would be how bad the car is damaged. I mean, if the front end is really messed up on the car, forget about it. You might as well use it. Same thing with the rear end. If it's really badly damaged, that's going to affect the arrows. So you're going to be way slower than the guy in front of you and the guy that's pushing you. It really depends, because sometimes your car can be all right with someone pushing you. You can keep up. Other times, you're just have no speed. So it really varies on how bad your damage is.
Well, I mean, if you're Andy DeLay in that situation, you basically have to take it pit side, because that car was more screwed up than Hogan's Ghost.
Right. Anytime you're smoking, you know that you've got to burn a fast repair, whether you want to or not.
True story. And as we're watching under pace laps here, you know what? I'm gonna grab Zach Brew as soon as I find out where the hell he is. There he is. So we're gonna grab Zach Brew and just talk to him a little bit, because I noticed that he's running the breast cancer awareness colors on the car. Zach, you got us up in the booth?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
So, just out of curiosity, and you can tell me it's none of my business, but I was just wondering if breast cancer awareness was a cause that was hitting a little close to home.
Yeah, back in 2013, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I've always had, October is just, always been that month for breast cancer awareness, and I hold that dearly to my heart.
Well, fair enough, and we do thank you for supporting the Save the Tatas Foundation.
Not a problem.
So, best of luck to you in the rest of the race. We'll get you back down in the team speak with the rest of your team, bud.
All right, thank you. You have a good one.
You too.
User was moved out of your channel.
So, breast cancer awareness is one of those deals that if it doesn't affect you personally, everybody knows somebody that has been affected by breast cancer. If you think about it, you either got a coworker, a family member, even just a friend who at some point has been affected by breast cancer. It may not have been them directly, the person that you know, but it may be a family member of theirs. And for more information on how you can get involved, we do ask that you go to the AmericanCancerSociety.org.
Right. I mean, the numbers are just, insane when you look at them. 1 in 8 women in the United States in her lifetime will have to deal with breast cancer directly. And so, we do recommend, awareness is key. Also, checkups, examinations, all very, very key for, what is a very major health concern.
And yearly mammograms help. I know a lot of insurance companies want you to go 2 years between mammograms, but as we spoke to Melissa a few races back, she goes yearly, and it saved her life. And if you are a woman that does happen, and I'm being dead honest here, if you are a woman that does have what they consider to be dense breast tissue, look into the 3D mammogram, and please do get tested, because it could be the matter of life or death.
Right, it really can. And this is a bit of information for if we have any female viewers, or any of the guys out there, you've got a girlfriend. Most hospitals, not all hospitals and clinics, but a great many will offer free mammograms in the month of October. If you can sign up, go through your doctor, get an appointment. So if insurance is a concern, or you're uninsured, Of course, we know that's a major issue these days, but a lot of clinics and a lot of doctors will give free mammograms in the month of October in the name of awareness and early detection.
Absolutely, and early detection, as I'm sure, you know, ask any woman who has battled breast cancer and survived. Early detection is key. So with that being said, the field is forming up 2 by 2. Lights are out on the pace cars. They make their way down the back straightaway. We got Francois Pelletier and Butch Frazier, the teammates, up on the front row. Steve Gauthier and Zach Brew going to sit row number 2. Ray Black Jr., Justin Ping, Colin Bauer, and Jonathan Medeiros, Garrett Maines, and Jose Pabon rounding out your top 10.
Now, something interesting. It looks like Race Control originally called that caution on the 555, but he was not given an EOL.
Interesting. I'm thinking that may have just been something that slipped Race Control's mind, considering that Race Control is actually on the track right now.
That's very true.
Actually,
it
looks like
check up on.
Taylor has retired from the event. He did take the green, but he has retired, currently sitting 11 laps down. And I'm not even showing him in the sim. So, something we may want to look into. Looks like Taylor may have disconnected, and possibly not by choice, as green flag comes out. Frenchie dropping the hammer early. His teammates getting hooked up on the high side. Ray Black Jr. working with excuse me, Steve Gauthier right now, giving Gauthier a hell of a shove. That ended poorly. Yeah, Gauthier kind of had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he should have maybe backed off there and not gone for that lead.
Well, I don't think he kind of had a choice in that one. As we're going to go to the replay here, and you can see, we're going to change camera views, but you can see the shove that he got from Ray Black Jr. I mean, there's the restart. Junior just shoved him. I mean, and gave Gauthier such a run that there wasn't really a hole. Butch Frazier tried to back out of it. Gauthier tried to shoot the gap and missed. And Andy DeLay caught up in the dumpster fire for the second time. Oh, my Lanta. You got to feel for the 25 right now.
Yeah, that's bad.
So, DeLay caught up in that one. Pelletier caught up in that one. Dustin Dean catching a piece of that one. Butch Frazier, of course, catching a piece of that one. Currently doing his best impersonation of the Cheech and Chong movie. So
I'm wondering who didn't get damage in that one.
Well, it looks like Ray Black Jr. got out of that one through the skin of his teeth. Looks like Zach Brew might be okay. Yeah, Zach Brew currently okay. Ray Black Jr. caught up in that one. Let's go to the 12. Dustin Ping got through it okay. Garrett Maines, currently not showing any damage. And tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Mama Trapasso's Ravioli.
I forgot to ask you, man. My flight got in late today. What are the segments? What are our segments split into?
I don't know.
It is 20, 20, and 35.
And I do stand corrected. Zach Brew, as we catch the camera angle, looks like that left front fender caught something. So Zach Brew running a little bit of damage right now. Again, Dustin Ping looks clean. Garrett Maines looks clean. Jonathan Medeiros looks clean. Jose Pabon clean. Ronnie Osmer surprising. Well, he's got that nose damage from the bump draft earlier, but no extra damage after that. Cody Eldred currently clean as well.
So we are showing, by the way, unfortunately, Colin Bauer has retired. He didn't really have a choice after that one, but they have pulled the car behind the digital wall.
And Andy DeLay staying in the pits to try to fix as much damage as the game will let him. Francois Pelletier currently still on pit road. Gauthier still on pit road. Robert Hill Jr. still on pit road. So a lot of barbecuing going on pit road right now.
Yeah, there might be a lot of boxing matches too after that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking security to the hauler area. But again, it was one of those deals where Ray Black Jr. just was pushing, and there wasn't really a hole. Gauthier just had nowhere to go. His choices were try to shoot the gap or run Frenchie over, and he elected for what appeared to be the lesser of two evils, but so be it.
Oh man, you hate to see it, but looking at this top 10, we got a couple guys up here who we haven't seen up here in a while. So, feast for, or famine for some, maybe feast for others.
Well, you got Ray Black Jr. currently sitting up on point. Zach Brew, his teammate, sitting outside row number one, but Zach Brew does have some damage on the nose of that car. And let's see, Gutierrez going down pit side, Butch Frazier taking it pit side. It looks like everybody... No, I take that back. Ray Black Jr., Zach Brew, and Dustin Ping have all not gone down pit road yet. Garrett Maines went down under the first caution. So, something to keep an eye on with Garrett Maines having the freshest tires out of the top four. Jonathan Medeiros still running 7-lap tires. Jose Pabon. So the top three might be sitting ducks here on the restart.
We'll have to see. I mean, tires don't give up as much here as they do other places, but you still start sliding around a little bit after a while.
Very true, and especially if you're trying to hold that low line in a pack.
Very true. We saw you down among the drivers and on pit road, Jason. Do you have anything to report?
No, not at all, actually. I went down there because I saw someone disconnect, and come to find out that was before the race.
Fair enough.
So, that was my bad.
Fair enough. So, currently working lap 16 of 75. Just past the halfway point of the first segment. Ray Black Jr. currently sitting up on point. Zach Brew, Dustin Ping, Garrett Maines, Jonathan Medeiros, and Jose Pabon. Ronnie Osmer, Cody Eldred, Michael Jeans, and David Bigger rounding out your top 10. And of the cars still running, Robert Hill Jr., Dustin Dean, Steve Gauthier, and Francois Pelletier finally back out on track. Dustin Dean still in the pits, though, as Andy DeLay still in the pits as well. So it looks like lights are getting ready to go out on the pace car.
So is it going to be a 2-lap shootout to the end of this segment?
No, we're only working lap 16.
I thought they were 20 laps.
You are correct, sir. My high-powered gazintas are not working right.
No worries, man. It's a bad day when I'm doing math.
Well,
So
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not the same thing that took place last night during the IndyCar race. For those of you who missed that broadcast, so did I. I ended up going to Oswego Speedway to watch the Big Block Modified 200 lapper, and it was a long day. I came home, heated up a little bit of dinner, and I remember sitting down and starting to set up the stream, and the next thing I know, the sun's coming through the window, and I have half of a pulled pork sandwich sitting on my t-shirt.
Well, at least it wasn't sitting somewhere else.
I'm just glad I didn't waffle myself on my own keyboard last night.
However, folks, if he had, there would have been pictures.
Yes, because I definitely would have not posted that on Facebook.
Who said that you took them?
Good luck getting into my house, sir. And if you do get into the house, good luck getting out.
Fair enough. It is upstate New York.
And we believe in the Second Amendment in this house. And castle law is a thing in Oneida County.
That is true. Well, as we're lining up, guys, 2x2, and I'm wondering if Garrett Maines isn't just a little uneasy starting behind a car he knows has damage.
I'm thinking he might be, and rightfully so. But I don't know if he knows that Zach Brew has the damage.
User left your channel.
Very true.
As our pit reporter apparently is going to go find him and let him know that there's a damaged car in front of him.
Green flag.
It might be a little late. Green is out. We're back racing.
User joined your channel.
And as Ray Black Jr. gets a great jump, Dustin Ping right on his back bumper.
And there goes Garrett Maines down low. He might have suspected something, and I think we're going to see Zach Brew drop to the back here pretty quick.
Without any drafting help, yes, he is definitely going to fall like the proverbial stone.
Garrett had no idea that the car behind him had damage.
Three wide.
Well, there you go. Our number one car had no idea. Thank you, Jason, for that report. But it's going to be one lap to go for this segment. Who's going to push who for some points?
Well, I'm thinking that the top three right now are going to work together. At least that inside line are going to work together. Because Ray Black Jr., Ronnie Osmer are currently racing for the championship. I believe Jonathan Medeiros is in that chase as well. Pretty much your top top five right now are all in the championship hunt. So without any teammates to work with, pretty much every man for himself at this point.
Well, let's see. It could be interesting as they're coming off 4.
And Ray Black Jr. hugging that low line to come across the line. So he's going to lead lap 20. And the question is, when is the caution going to come out? And who is going to throw it? Because last I knew, Taylor Burris was not in the session.
No, he is still in the session, but I'm not sure if he's looking at other things or not, because we're now half a lap past. And that outside line is moving.
That outside line is moving. You've got the one of Maine's working together with Dustin Ping. And here we go, 3 wide. Ray Black Jr. down on the apron, not where you really want to be.
Oh, now that would have been a finish.
Yellow.
Wondering. Okay, there we go.
Wow, that was crazy. On the apron.
And I really want to point out, some really good, thoughtful driving there by Ray Black Jr. He got shoved down there. He got on the inside line. He knew that if, coming back up above that line, coming back up on that racing surface was going to be bad, might cause a wreck, and he stayed down there and, took the hit. Had to let a couple cars get by him, but we didn't see a big wreck for it.
As Jonathan Medeiros looks like he's going to take that segment. Ping, Maines, Osmer, Black, Eldred, Pabon, Frazier, Bigger, and Brew, your top 10 for the segment. As we are back under caution, working the first competition caution. Field trying to catch the pace car currently.
And I mean, that, guys, that
we
just,
can find
what we see there all the time. Everyone just blew up. We had one car make a move, and nice organized racing kind of went crazy.
true story, but I believe we've got radio communication with Jonathan Medeiros. We're going to try to grab that while we're under caution right now.
User was moved to your channel.
Jonathan Medeiros, Tony up in the booth. Do you have me, sir?
Yeah.
So you saw the opening and you went for it, coming to the checker for the segment. Was that planned, or was that just opportunity came knocking and you kicked the door in for it?
No, it was not planned actually. I was trying to keep off of Ray without losing too much momentum.
Well, you definitely didn't lose any momentum in that situation. I think you gave Ray a first you say it, then you do it moment, but getting the segment win, getting the necessary points, that's got to help your chance for the chase right now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really too worried about that right now. I'm just, like I said, I'm just here having fun, so.
Well, if that's what you consider fun, I'd hate to see what you considered a chore.
Nah, yeah. Like I said, I don't even know if I did force Ray down, but it definitely wasn't intentional.
Well, it definitely made for some interesting words coming from the broadcasters up here in the booth. But congratulations to Blackadder Motorsports for taking the segment win, and hopefully we'll talk to you in another hour or so at the end of the event.
All right, no problem. Yeah, that's if Ray don't take me out.
Famous last words.
User was moved out of your channel.
So Ronnie Osmer and Cody Eldred staying out. Osmer staying out to lead that lap to get that all-important bonus point towards the championship run. And Cody Eldred staying with him. Butch Frazier staying out as well. Back up into the top three. Michael Jeans winning the battle off pit road. Actually, I take that back. Looks like Jeans may have blown right through his pit stall.
Well, that's never good.
No. So, of the cars that stopped, Medeiros had the best stop of everybody that did stop, 16.8. And I did see both sides of that car go up, so he did take 4 fresh. The question is, how much fuel was the team able to pack into the car?
Right. You got to think that this next segment I think has a decent shot of going green if certain cars don't get to the bumpers of other cars. But you got to think that it's going to go green, and half fuel run. It's going to be close. I think a half fuel run for these cars is like 17 to 20 laps or so. Well,
and that's if you're able to save fuel by being in the draft with somebody else, and if you don't have damage, which, as we're watching Ronnie Osmer lead the pack, looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the nose and a little bit of damage on the tail of that car.
Signs of a very aggressive early race here. I believe he's been down pit road a couple times to fix that nose. Hasn't used his fast repair yet. But yeah, that's definitely going to burn fuel fast and hard.
And one guy we know knows how to save fuel. When it comes to a fuel mileage race, never count out Cody Eldred.
Right. I don't want to talk about that. But Cody definitely knows how to get every last drop out of that gas tank.
Well, KP, I would like to point out that, yes, he did beat you one time for a race win. He beat me on a fuel mileage race for the Season 1 championship in the Indy cars.
That is very true. That was a great race. But Cody has, I think, a majority of his IndyCar wins actually are fuel mileage. So he knows how to save. Stock car's not that different. I'm sure he's clutching it. I'm sure he's starting and stopping that motor. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets an extra lap or two out of that gas tank by the end of a run.
However, he currently does have 14 laps on this current tank of fuel. I'm thinking both he and Ronnie are probably going to wait till the last possible second to bring those cars down pit road to make sure that they can get all 20 laps out of the tank.
Right. And, you won't lose a lap pitting here. It'll be very, very close. But, maybe they're going to try and pit and hope for a caution or something like that. But it is possible to just, if you are with the leaders, pit here and not lose a lap.
Well, that is true. As we see Michael Jean's taking it down pit side again. Looks like he's actually going to try to hit his stall this time.
I would say that if you're going to make a green flag pit stop, you do not want to go down pit road by yourself.
No, definitely not, man. That's going to be a whole lot of bad juju.
Well, the thing is, we have seen Cody and Ronnie work together in the past, at least in the Indy cars. And I wouldn't put it past the two of them to do so this time, as Ronnie goes to the high side. Interesting strategy here as we're getting lined up for the restart. Osmer, Eldred, Medeiros, Frazier, Maines, Ping, Pabon, Black, Gutierrez, and Brew, your top 10. Currently working lap 25 of 75.
I gotta wonder if this isn't a little bit of strategy. If Ronnie's crew and Cody's crews aren't talking to each other, and they're gonna try and get down as quick as they can, nose to tail, and work on something.
I wouldn't put it past the two of them. Let me just do a little recon work here. How dangerous is it that the two of them are in the same team speak right now?
I'd say it's potentially very dangerous, but my concern is if you do that, you want Cody leading that charge. He's got a clean car, a clean nose, and I think Ronnie could back them up a little bit more than help them.
Well, the other thing, too, is with Ronnie having nose damage, I'm thinking the only way he can stay in the draft is to be pushed by Cody. And one of the best pushers in all of iRacing is Cody Eldred.
Well, you're very true. Cody is very considerate, very good in that regard.
He's one of only two people. He's only one of only two people on the planet I will trust to push me in an Indy car.
Fair enough.
So, pace car getting ready to duck on in as our pit reporter going to do his recon. Were we right about them getting that strategy worked out?
Oh, yeah. They're definitely working together.
Fair enough.
We'll see how well it goes here.
Well, here we go. They both pick up the throttle almost simultaneously. Osmer getting the clear, drops right down in front of Eldred to try to pick up the draft with him. And they got Butch Frazier right there with them, as that's Maines and Medeiros working the high line.
Well, here we go.
Let the games begin, kids. As Eldred pushing the daylights out of Osmer right now. And on the high side, you got mains just all over the back bumper of Jonathan Medeiros.
And you know, sometimes that's frustrating here. Big track with these cars, because you feel like you're faster, you feel like you've got a good head of speed, but you really can't go around, so you got to help push them past, even though you kind of feel like you can drive through them sometimes.
Well, the other thing, too, is we haven't seen two guys who are teammates go nose to tail on that high side yet. So far, everybody that's been pushed on the high side has abandoned whoever was pushing them. And I'm thinking that, you know, racers are like elephants. They never forget that stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I've lost several races at Talladega due to last lap decisions to push or not push, and I think I can tell you the name of every single driver who's done it.
I have a post-it note posted right on my monitor of names of drivers to not work with ever again. Luckily, no one in this booth right now is on that list.
Oh, you finally took my name off, huh?
Unless it's a modified.
No further comment there.
Yeah, SK modified, you're on your own.
Fair enough.
As Butch Frazier catches the apron going into 3.
And that outside line, guys, it's taken a couple laps to wind up, but they're starting to get there. They're starting to walk these leaders just a little bit.
Well, you're able to keep it wound up a little more. You don't have to flirt with that yellow line quite as much. As Gutierrez is going to lead that lap. Or, sorry, Medeiros is going to lead that lap. 10 thousandths of a second.
Man, and here comes Ray Black, guys. He's looking high. He's trying to make it 3 wide.
Not trying to. He actually is.
If you work it just right, you can work that outside high lane really well in the turns.
Well, the problem with excuse me. The problem with most racing simulators, and it's something that a lot of real-life drivers struggle with, is normally when you get into the middle of a 3 wide, they call it the sucker hole. In iRacing, if you get in the middle of 3 wide, it's clear sailing pretty much, because it gives you the side draft off of both cars, and it's real easy to shoot up through the middle.
Yeah, there's not, I mean, one thing, maybe perhaps a good thing iRacing hasn't perfected yet is quite that intense turbulence that you get. As we're seeing a little bit of this now, 3 wide, these cars, they're running pretty stable, they're running there, but for better or worse, it's not quite as bumpy as it would be in a real car.
Well, the thing is, it's not that it's turbulence that you're dealing with through the center. It's the fact that there's no air going to your carburetor as Medeiros gets a little sideways coming through the tri-oval. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Andy Delay just channeled his inner Kevin LePage.
Yeah, that was Andy Delay, Kevin LePaging the field, and luckily everyone made it through.
That, I gotta admit, that's probably a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment.
I believe that's understating it. I mean, those cars I mean, that was almost a work of art, those leaders parting and not ending up with a massive wreck there.
Very much so, and you gotta wonder how many laps do Osmer and Eldred have left in the tank. They're currently working lap 23 on their stint, as Medeiros ducks down in front of Osmer, so that's going to let Osmer save a little bit of fuel by, you know, being able to part throttle it, as I'm sure Eldred already has been. But the question...
Well, we've got 8 laps left in this segment, guys, so 8, I believe we're working 8 laps to go in the segment, so, you know, did they save enough? That seems like an awfully big ask out of these gas tanks, but maybe they did it.
Well, I guess we're going to find out, because we did have 3 cautions that they were able to really try to save fuel under.
And you ride around in 4th gear, and you turn that car on and off, you can save quite a bit of fuel under caution.
Well, the good thing is, too, compared to the Indy cars that, we normally run, these cars have an onboard starter, so you don't have to worry about completely stalling the car.
Right. I mean, you can just flip that starter on, drop the clutch, you're good to go. Whereas an Indy car, yeah, if you turn that engine off, you better hope you're going over 65 miles an hour. Otherwise, it's not going to restart.
True story. And these guys are getting a little bit chippy as we are 7 to go in this segment, this time across the stripe. And, of course, Talladega, unlike most of the other big tracks, the start-finish line is almost to the entrance of turn 1. It's actually just past the exit of pit lane. So just when you think the race is over, you still have another 200 yards to go.
Right. And I can't name the number of times I've heard drivers say, well, if it'd been Daytona, I'd have had it. As one car shoots way down to the apron. On the
Robert Hill Jr. gets shoved way down onto the apron, going to lift off and get his way back in line. Not sure if he was hip checked or just taking evasive action. Looks like it may have just been evasive action. But lucky for him that there is a caution coming up. These guys are cranking off 197 miles an hour in this draft right now. That's insane in the B cars.
Yeah, that is insanely fast in these B cars.
Medeiros, Black, Osmer, Maines, Eldred, Fraser, Pavon, King, Brew, and Jeans, your top 10, as we are currently 6 to go. Going to be 5 to go this next time across the stripe. And there it is. How did they save those?
I don't know, but they did. That was absolutely amazing, evasive driving.
I'm thinking Medeiros has been doing a lot of dirt track driving, because that's the only way that could have been saved.
And I guarantee the one person who did not want to see that was Ray Black Jr., because he's now sitting in the target seat.
And Andy DeLay gets to go down another lap, stays to the high side that time. That car is definitely damaged. As you got the teammates Frazier and Black running side by side, each being pushed by a member of another team. You got Ping, where are we? Garrett Maines, and the 64 is a lap down. Okay. But there is no love lost between Garrett Maines and Ray Black Jr., as we've seen in the past. But right now, they're working together as Frazier goes to the point by 2 1/1000ths of a second.
I'm Butch Frazier. It's amazing. It's great to see him up front. I mean, the luck that guy has is just...
he has Kevin Paskowitz luck.
Yes, he does. And now it looks like he's got a car looking underneath.
Well...
Man, this is still exciting, guys.
That would be the lap down car of Steve Gauthier. Gauthier looking to get his lap back the hard way. Right now, though, looking to stay within striking distance if he gets the lucky dog. Goes to the high side. Black Jr. goes with him. And Maine goes with both of them.
Wow, here we go. Is Gauthier trying to get the lap back the hard way? And I think he's just going to pull Ray Black Jr. right with him for the lead.
And Ray Black Jr. ducks down in front of his teammate to try to pick him up for the draft again. Jr. is just 3 wide right now, going through the 3-4 complex. I'm thinking Ray Black Jr. may have been starting to overheat. So that's what took place there.
That's quite possible. Look at all these cars getting back in this fight as whoa.
Frenchie gets it sideways.
Oh man, and he saved it. Another good save.
Once again, and there it goes.
Nope.
Nope. Didn't save that one.
No, he didn't. And oh my, I think that's game over for Ray Black Jr.
Well, I don't think he's used his fast repair yet, has he?
I don't know.
Let's go to the replay of that one.
Power is the big thing. He took 2 really hard hits to the nose of that thing.
It looks like Frazier just caught him wrong going into 1. He was trying to save it, and then just... Ronnie Osmer's got to use his fast repair now. If he didn't use it before, and the question is, yeah, is Ray Black Jr. still under power? Not sure if that engine twiffed or not. Looks like it may... Possibly? Yes, it did. He twiffed the engine.
Oh man, Ray Black Jr. having an amazing run tonight. I mean, a lot of guys having an amazing run tonight, but Ray, just, in my opinion, doing everything right to put that car in the right position to get this stage win, and then just got turned by his teammate.
Well, we're watching the replay here, and you can see it right there. Frazier just was not lined up. And credit to Ray Black Jr., he did everything he could to try to keep that car A, straight, and B, down under the apron. And he just lost it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the second time we've seen that from Butch Frazier tonight. He caused caution number 1 the same way. We need to get him to the Cody Eldred School of Drafting.
True story. So that's going to hand the lead over to Garrett Maines as we are now working lap 40. I believe that's going to do it for the segment. Maines stays out. Frazier goes pit side. Ping goes pit side. Jeans. Osmer going pit side. Let's see if he's going to use his fast repair here.
I think you're right. I think he has to. He absolutely has to here.
Well, taking that second shot, really kind of forced his hand. As the right side goes up and up on the left. And still no repair on the 55. Interesting. Cody Eldred getting repairs though.
I wonder if he's got to be saving it.
I'm thinking he's saving it. He almost has to be at this point. As we see Jonathan Medeiros towing in, Ray Black Jr. towing in. Frenchie did go a lap down there. That car appears to be repaired.
What car number are you talking about that might be saving fast repair?
The 55, Mr. Ronnie Osmer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the we're looking at the replay up here, and Osmer still had a little bit of damage on the nose of that car. So,
well, that and he caught a piece of Ray Black Jr.'s. Ray was coming back up the track.
Right, and he had damage before that, so I'm assuming he still hasn't used his repair.
However, I would like to point out, look who is back on the lead lap, Mr. Steve Gauthier getting the lucky dog.
Yeah, and understand that race control has warned the drivers on bumping in the corners.
Fair enough.
Ronnie is going to be heading in to use his fast repair here pretty soon.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, you get anything else down there, Jason?
No, that was it.
And again, Andy DeLay, just that car more screwed up than Hogan's Ghost right now. Robert Hill Jr. also catching a piece of that last one. Looks like he maybe has burned his fast repair as well. do we want to talk to Andy and see what happened there with him almost channeling his inner Kevin LePage?
I'm kind of curious, to be honest.
User was moved to your channel.
Andy Delay, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, I do, buddy.
So, we witnessed earlier that you almost had a Kevin LePage moment. Was it a first you say it, then you do it when you saw the field split you there?
Dave, you got the spotter talking to me. I couldn't hear you.
I was just wondering if it was a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment when the field split you about 10 laps ago.
Yeah, that was a moment where I was looking at my gauges, seeing if I could make it all the way, and they're about 50 miles an hour faster than me, and oops.
Well, we kind of half-jokingly said that you had channeled your inner Kevin LePage at that moment in time, but luckily, everybody was able to take evasive action and not kill anybody else. So, how bad is the car right now?
Put it bluntly, I'm junk. And honestly, man, I radioed the pit crew and said, hey, listen, the next time I pit, make sure you have a 5-gallon bucket and a water hose ready after that last time.
And a new fire suit, I'm assuming?
Yeah, definitely, man. I pulled a Tony Stewart there.
That would be a first you say it, then you do it moment. But tough break for you today, Andy. Just staying out there to get as many points as you can, and best of luck to you for the rest of the race.
All right, thanks, guy.
User was moved out of your channel.
So there you have it. He actually did have a first you say it, then you do it moment when the field split him. Is this thing on?
I would figure, guys. That's a scary thing when you realize everyone's a lot faster than you.
And they're coming both sides of your mirror too. That's the worst feeling on the planet.
Yep. And
so it looks like Ronnie Osmer has used his fast repair, as he's now right behind Cody Eldred as the field's starting to form up 2 by 2. Butch Frazier up on the point as they come across the line, and the lights go out on the pace car. So Frazier, Ping, Gutierrez, Eldred, Maines, Osmer, Brew, Pabon, Gauthier, and Gene's your top 10. I take that back. Gene's taking it down pit side. So that's going to hand the 10th spot over to Robert Hill Jr. So a little bit of pit strategy being played out by the Blackadder Motorsports crews.
all right, guys, 35 laps to go. We know that we've got no more competition yellows. How do you think this plays out, Tony?
Well, considering that this track is south of the Mason-Dixon line, I'm thinking before we're done, it's going to be a Waffle House race, where it's just going to be scattered, smothered, and covered.
Fair enough. How about you, Jason? What do you think we're in for here?
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to second with what he said because, yeah, I think it's going to be a barn burner.
And I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of pissed off drivers before this is over.
Yeah, I do too, especially now. I mean, most of this field's burned their fast repair. You got a lot of guys who are, now only a crumpled fender away from defeat. So, is that going to make them run maybe a little bit more conservatively up to that final pit stop?
Good question. I guess we're about to find out, as we are going to be getting the green with 32 laps to go.
Well, I guess as they'd say, pull those seatbelts tight because you're going to need them here in a few minutes.
Pull the seatbelts tight, pull the strap on your Hans device a little bit tighter, and put them up on the dash, boys.
Well, I'll tell you what my spotter tells me. Get my head and ass wired together.
Fair enough. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did you or did you not just lose your live spotter, Jason? I believe I heard that he went to go run as a full-time driver.
No, I still have him.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of somebody else then.
It's all good.
Well, we're back under green, and Butch Frazier gets away with it here. He got a nice little jump.
He did, and Chris Gutierrez going with him in 2 of the throwback paint schemes. Got to respect that.
Yeah. Oh man, somebody's got to tell these guys there's still 30+ laps left to go. Take it a little easy at the onset.
Well, I'm thinking Dustin Ping is just going to be content to ride there, knowing that he can get a good points finish out of this. Cody Eldred, never count him out because he knows still have the money stop left.
Right. In a stock car, the 114, Cody Eldred is really hard to beat. He's finished high in the NCIS several times. I believe he may have won one of the NCIS races here, so he knows how to draft.
Kevin.
Yeah.
It's not a television show, bud. It's NIS. You said
NIS.
You said NCIS. Yeah, it's not Naval Criminal Investigative Services.
That came up in a meeting I had earlier today, so it must be on the brain. My apologies, folks.
Fair enough. Good show, though. I would highly recommend it if you haven't seen it, although I am kind of disappointed that Polly Perret is leaving the show after the end of this season.
Maybe that's why I was thinking about it. I don't know.
Meanwhile, Butch Frazier, Cody Eldred continuing to show the way, and look who is back trying to get his lap back already. Ray Black Jr. trying to get one of his laps back the hard way.
Yeah, and I figure if anyone can, it's probably going to be him. However, if he can do it without wrecking, is the question.
Well, in his defense, everything that has happened to the 07 tonight has been because of someone else doing something. What's the phrase I'm looking for to be PC?
Stupid?
Thank you, because I was about to use the R-bomb.
Yeah, no. It's, a lot of guys making...
Rectal cranial insertion syndrome. That's what I was looking for. And for
a lot of guys giving uneducated and uninformed decisions out there tonight.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't understand what rectal cranial insertion syndrome is, that's where you have to unzip your fly to see where you're going.
Oh, man.
Your head's up your bum. As Dustin Ping gets shot to the front of the field, Butch Frazier going with him. Cody Eldred still staying in line. You got the 2 Blackadder Motorsports cars hooking up on the high side, though. With Steve Gauthier back on the lead lap. Michael Keen's right on his back bumper. Look for those 2 guys to really get that outside line working. Robert Hill Jr. going with him on the high side.
I was going to say, Tony, this is the first time tonight we've seen 2 teammates hooking up high. I wonder what they can do.
Well, give them another lap and let's find out. As Pang, Frazier, and Eldred still working that low line. Staying in line right now, and I believe the 3 of them just going to be content to ride right now, again, knowing that the money stop still has yet to happen.
Here comes the 25 car again.
Staying high this time. Oh, there it goes. Frazier left the hole open, and Cody Eldred filled it before he could close it again. Let's go to the replay.
And, Frazier's out of it, guys.
Let's see what the chopper picked up.
Yeah,
Here they are coming into the tri-oval. Frazier goes high because Ping kind of caught the apron and slid up, and Frazier was trying to stay off him, went high to stay off him, and Eldred just had a run on the inside, and he was there. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just there was not a hole.
Oh, and they're wrecking.
Yellow flag is out.
Finally, the yellow flag comes out. Okay.
Well, it looked like the two leaders got into each other at the start-finish line.
Oh, yeah,
Alright,
you
guys.
see a crinkle in Gene's car, so let's back that up a little bit here. This is the replay. Oh, wow. Holy arrow push, Batman.
Oh, man.
Gene-
Leaders are dropping quick.
Yeah, Gene's had a run on the low side, went to the high side, and Ping just took all the air off the spoiler as they came through the middle of the tri-oval.
That caution, by the way, was thrown by race control.
Probably because half the field was almost involved in it.
That is a true story, and I believe, if my calculation is correct, that's going to be Jonathan Medeiros getting one of 2 laps back, but we still only have 11 cars on the lead lap.
That is Jonathan Medeiros getting the good luck chicken there. Coming back around on one of his 2 laps back, because Butch Frazier had been on the lead lap and now having to, looks like, I believe Frazier is taking the optional repairs right now.
I believe, this might be something for you, Jason, I believe Butch Frazier may be out of fast repairs, so I think he might be done for the night.
User left your channel.
But so we know they can make it at least 20 laps on a tank. Any takers here with 25 to go?
Apparently, Gauthier and Hill are coming down pit road.
User joined your channel.
He is most certainly out of fast repairs.
Okay, so he's got to take all that mandatory time, so he's going to be in the pits for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he made it to the pits under power. I think he towed.
No, he
definitely
coasted
had
in.
significant engine damage.
He coasted in. He twiffed coming out of 4 and just pushed him to clutch. I was watching his speed. So Gauthier, Hill coming in, Gene's in, Zach Brew staying out, Osmer staying out, Eldred staying out. So a little bit of strategy playing out here. And unfortunately, that's going to catch, excuse me, with Brew and Eldred staying out, that's going to catch Pelletier and not let him get the wave around.
Yeah, I imagine there's probably some driver conversations right now. I don't think they're happy with Zach or Cody.
Well, the thing is, Frenchie is in the same team speak as Zach. And for that matter, so is Ray Black Jr.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they were having some words back and forth. Needless to say,
I
they
can
weren't very
believe that
happy.
right now.
As we see a little bit of damage on Zach Brew's 05 Hope car. Again, October is both Breast Cancer Awareness and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. For more information on how you can get involved, go to the AmericanCancerSociety.org. And for information on the Domestic Violence Awareness Project, or DVAP, go to nrcdv.org. It's the National Resource Center on Domestic Violence.
Oh, sorry there, Tony. I'm wondering if that's still the same damage he had from earlier. I'm wondering if he hasn't burned his fast repair yet.
Good possibility.
Which person?
The 05 of Zach Brew.
05.
Still has a little bit of crinkle on that left front.
User left your channel.
Ray Black Jr. testing the waters as far as grip. Eldred going in. Brew going in. So a little bit of pit strategy starting to play out here. Osmer goes with them.
User joined your channel.
They can make it from when we go back to green if they pit now. We've seen that.
I'm wondering if that's not what these guys were waiting on, just that last little bit of fuel.
Right sides go up, left sides go up. Osmer down and away. Brew down and away, and it looks like he did not use the fast repair.
No, he said he wasn't going to use the fast repair.
So Zach Brew keeping that fast repair in his pocket still.
I figure that's probably a good idea. You don't want to get caught in the big one 10 laps to go.
Well, we're about to find out how good of an idea it was for Cody Eldred to only take 2 tires.
Man, I'm wondering. I mean, like I said earlier, this place isn't horrendous on tires, but it's still nice to have some fresh ones.
True story. So that is going to give Ray Black Jr. and Francois Pelletier the wave around, going to give them each one of their 2 laps back. And that's going to hand the lead of the race over to Steve Gauthier, Robert Hill Jr. Where are we? Gauthier, Robert Hill Jr., Jose Pabon, David Bigger, Dustin Pink, Garrett Maines, Chris Gutierrez, Michael Jeans, Cody Eldred, and Ronnie Osmer, your top 10, with Zach Brew being the last car scored on the lead lap. Jonathan Medeiros 1 lap down, Francois Pelletier 1 lap down, Ray Black Jr. 1 lap down, Butch Frazier still in the pits now 3 laps down, Andy DeLay still out there slugging away at it, currently 12 laps down. And Colin Bauer, the first car to retire, and Taylor Burris, DNS.
So I talked to Cody, and he basically took 2 tires just for the simple fact that he wasn't going to lose position or gain position whether he took tires or didn't take tires. And he feels pretty confident with being on 2 tires instead of 4.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
So field's starting to form up 2 by 2. Let's make sure that I'm live. Yes, I am.
So I have to ask, not sure I want to, but with the luck that Francois Pelletier has had this year, what are our chances of getting another caution? That's not him.
Oh, that's not him. I'm sorry. I was just caught the qualifier to that question. Well, I'm saying 50-50.
It's true. I mean, we're coming up. I think it's going to be about 15 to go when we go back to green.
Frenchie has been caught up in everyone else's dumpster fire all season long.
He really has, and I'm stating that if you're watching the broadcast later, Frenchie, I'm sorry, but even I've run into him a few times, and it's rarely, if ever, been his fault. It's just
I can honestly say
they share it.
I can honestly say of the 3 divisions I've watched Frenchie race in, 1 caution has been his fault. And mind you, that's 22 races I've broadcast that Frenchie has been in across the 3 series, and of the 22 races, only 1 caution has been Frenchie's fault, but yet he's been caught up in just about every dumpster fire that has been out there.
That's very true, and I mean, he's been working so hard tonight to get himself back up there, and I'd love to see him and Ray Black get their laps back. I don't know what that's going to take.
Another caution.
Very true. Well, we might have one. 15 laps to go.
Pace car getting ready to duck on in as the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex. Gauthier and Pabon going to bring them back to green. And there's a name that we haven't mentioned too much tonight. David Bigger currently sitting inside row number 2. Been quietly moving his way forward since I don't believe he took time in qualifying.
Green.
No, I think he's just been riding around in the back, avoiding everyone else's stuff all night, and found himself in a good position late.
Absolutely, as he goes side by side with Pabon for second. And he's got Garrett Maines pushing on him.
Man, and that field formed up, that line formed up quick underneath Jose Pabon.
It's almost like Jose might feel like he doesn't have any friends right now.
Well, he's about to in a second as everyone fans out down the backstretch.
Well, apparently Chris Gutierrez did not want to play with Jose Pabon at all as he tried to make that third line work, trying to get the hell away from him still. Trying to force his way back in. Finally, Dustin Ping just lets him have some room.
Now we've got those two teammates back there, Pelletier and Ray Black Jr. Think they're going to try and work their way forward to get their lap back the hard way?
That's what it looks like they're doing right now as they're coming up through the middle. Or not. They're splitting Michael James. Interesting concept.
Oh, and Garrett Maines to the middle of the track down the backstretch.
And that's what I was talking about, whereas in real life that would be considered the sucker hole, where you're just going to get sucked right back to the tail of the field. Maines used it to get a run up through the middle.
Yeah, I don't think it panned out too well for him, but he's still up there.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but guess who just led the lap? Garrett Maines at the line. 1/1000th of a second.
That is a close lap to lead.
Yeah, normal iRacing scoring didn't come up with that. I had to actually go to the secondary source to get the 10,000ths of a second to tell what it was.
And that's just an inch or two, so that's some tight racing at the front of the pack right now.
Yeah, at 197 miles an hour, it was 1/1000th of a second at the line. As we are now 3 wide for second. Make that third.
Man, that would make me really nervous the way they've been kind of weaving and bobbing up and down.
Yeah, there's been times that these lines are looking more like snakes slithering through the grass than lines of race cars on a racetrack.
This is getting chippy. I mean, there's still quite a few laps left in this thing. Currently 19 laps to go.
Well, it's kind of go time for those guys. They know they've got enough gas. They know they've got enough tires. It's time to try and work your way to the front. You can assume there's probably going to be a caution the last couple of laps, so try and get up there and get up there quick.
Well, the one I'm thinking has the right idea right now is Cody Eldred. He's watching how chippy they're getting in front of him, and Cody just kind of dropped back a little bit. He's staying within the draft, but he's giving these guys enough room to, if things do happen, he can take evasive action.
Right, that's a great strategy to have here in these cars, because almost assuredly at some point here in the last few laps there's going to be a wreck.
And right now, the one you gotta, Zach Brew's in the catbird seat. He's got a teammate in front of him and a teammate behind him. And this is going to get interesting.
As the field goes around the 25 car again, I got to admire his tenacity to still be out there.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm thinking he's just trying to make laps just to try to pick off points.
And guys, I don't want to point this out, but Hosmer is pushing hard on that outside line.
Yes, he is, and Ray Black Jr. is all over the back bumper of Dustin Ping right now, literally. Jr. trying to go up through the middle. The question is there going to be a wide enough hole when he gets there?
Well, if there isn't, I think he just made one.
I'm thinking he's trying to make his own. You're right. And that is the battle for the Lucky Dog should it come out with Jonathan Medeiros in the 84.
Well, I got to understand then why he's pushing as hard as he is.
Yeah, that is the battle for the lucky dog. And Frenchie's still working with Zach Brew right now.
Yeah, and I mean, we're coming around to 9 to go, guys, so it's go time. We've ideally, if we get down below 6 to go, and this race isn't going to go back to green if there's a yellow.
There it goes.
There's a yellow.
9 to go? What are you watching, bud?
I'm sorry, 14 to go.
And there's no caution there.
There wasn't. That's amazing. And here comes Osmer for the lead.
That's because Pabon and Ping were able to collect the cars. And as we're going to go back live, Osmer to the point, Ray Black Jr. to his outside. We know that there's no love lost between these two guys, especially with what happened at Mid-Ohio. You almost got to wonder if Osmer's going to have flashbacks.
Right. Well, I'm going to say that right now Osmer's probably a little content to let Ray Black run up there because it means he's leading all of these laps without contestation. So, I mean, if Ray Black's running up there, he's just trying to get his lap back, and that puts Ronnie a full car out into the lead.
True story. As you got Zach Brew currently sitting in second right behind Ronnie, and look who's back up into the top 3 is Robert Hill Jr. in the 95.
I mean, that's a good story. He's worked his way back. I think he was, probably the worst off in caution number 1. And he's just made his way back through the field methodically all night long.
He was worst off in caution number 1 and caught a piece of caution number 2. So he has just spent the last 60 laps trying to work his way back to where he's in contention. As Gauthier goes to the high side, trying to split Black Jr. He's got his teammate right behind him.
And I got to think Ray Black wants that caution to come out right now and have it not be him.
Well, here comes Frenchie, so the cavalry is coming. But the only thing is, if Frenchie goes behind Ray Black Jr., that's going to put a third Blackadder Motorsports car in that line on the high side. Oh!
That was close.
Well, to quote Jeremy Clarkson, I think some poo just came out.
I think a lot more than that just came out.
And there it goes. You've got 3 Blackadder Motorsports cars hooked up on the high side. Let the games begin, kids. Oh, boy.
Yeah, but they're going to run into it.
Man.
I saw that coming.
Wow. How is that not a caution?
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, poor Andy DeLay, just trying to stay out of the way. They were 3 wide behind him. Catches Garrett Maines and just eats the wall, and then catches Gauthier a second time. And that trans tunnel glitch that we get with the Indy cars, I think we just saw it in a stock car.
And I'm wondering, if Ray Black Jr. didn't get any damage in that wreck, I think that gives him the lucky dog.
I think it does. And I'm being told by the boys in the truck, guess what we have? We have a helmet cam on Steve Gauthier. The only thing he could do right then was just hold the wheel straight as DeLay catches him the second time. The car was just spinning, and that's pretty much going to do it for Gauthier. As you heard the motor twiff, the thing is not running. You're going to see that again from the chopper.
That's just a shame where they caught him at. It wouldn't have been so bad if they got him on the front stretch or on the back stretch. They would have had room to get by him, but catch him in the turn like that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Andy DeLay's trying to get out of the way, not knowing, and Gauthier just was there. And by the time he realized, oh shit, there's a car in front of me, he's already spinning through the grass.
Right, I mean, that's, just bad news. We kind of saw it coming. Those 3 Blackadder cars, they all formed up. They all decided to go high. And, Delay just had nowhere to go. They chose the one lane they probably shouldn't have there. I can't fault Andy Delay, other than maybe there are some days you should just, pack it in early. But still being out there running, he did nothing wrong. Those 3 leaders chose the lane that he just happened to be in.
Right, and we just watched Ray Black Jr. get the lucky dog. So Ray Black Jr. now back on the lead lap. Osmer, Brew, Hill, Eldred, Pavon, Ping, Jeans, Bigger, Gutierrez, Maine's your top 10. Ray Black Jr. now sitting in 11th, now back on the lead lap. Francois Pelletier, 1 lap down. Jonathan Medeiros, 1 lap down. And I got to think Gauthier's day is done, as well as Andy Delay's. And Butch Frazier looks like he may have taken it behind the wall.
I believe Butch, yeah. I mean, he had so much damage on that car, I would be surprised that he even attempted to get it back out.
I'm surprised Ray hasn't gone in. He's got some massive front-end damage.
Well, he probably wanted to catch the field first. So look for him to pit next time by the pit entrance. Unless he's already burned his fast repair. Which I believe he was caught in... I was going to say, I believe he was caught in a melee earlier, which, would have burned that fast repair on him. So, I mean, he can get some optional repairs done. As looks like we're just over 1.5 minutes for a caution lap here.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot of bad damage on his car. I mean, yeah, it's going to affect him, but he stays in the draft. I think he can still get an easy top 2 or 3 out of this.
He's coming pit side.
Yep, there he goes.
And he kind of has to, because he's 28 laps into his stint. And it wouldn't surprise me if Pelletier comes in as well, who's also 28 laps in. As we are currently 8 to go.
That's what I have. It looks like it'll be 8 to go at the line, I believe. So many cars damaged in that wreck. Good cars. It's unfortunate to see.
Absolutely. Currently working caution number 6. 25 laps under caution so far. And if you do like what you've been seeing here tonight, go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing screen name, and we will pass that along to Taylor Burris, the owner of the RTFT, and get you added to the Sunday night Pro-Am series.
Yeah, and they did straighten out that fender a little bit under caution, so...
it's a lot better than it was. Looks like somebody did a cannonball onto the hood of that thing to try to get that straighter.
Well, sometimes that's what you got to do. I mean, we've seen sledgehammers, hacksaws, gas men. Everything goes into getting these things straightened out under caution.
Well, I remember we were at the ROC race with Hooters Pro Cup car. We were able to run 12-inch tires, and we ran it as a Pro Late model. And we got into some damage about halfway through the race, and we didn't have a hammer big enough to pound out the dent, so I actually grabbed our front tire carrier, picked him up, and body slammed him onto the hood. And the crew chief just looked at me, he goes, "Bear bond!" Put the bear bond over the hole, and off we went. Now, granted, I had to buy beer at the bar that night, but it worked.
I got a question for you guys.
Yes,
why,
sir.
why would someone go into their pit box, get tires and fuel, and then back up and re-enter their pit box without leaving pit road?
Optional repairs.
Okay. 'Cause that's what Jonathan did.
Yeah, I saw that under caution, and I was wondering. No love lost between him and Ray Black. I didn't know if he was trying to send Ray a message or if he was just trying to get some extra repairs done to that car.
I'm thinking he's just trying to get the extra repairs done and not have to waste the time to go all the way around the track. Because that's what happens when you accidentally step on the accelerator and, oh crap, I wanted the optional repairs. Because right now he's back in the pits.
Yeah, I figure, I think he knows we're coming up. It's going to be 5 to go.
6.
His race is
User
done
left
for the
your
lead
channel.
lap. So,
All right, so up in front, you've got Ronnie Osmer, Zach Brew, Robert Hill Jr., Cody Eldred, Jose Pavon, Dustin Ping, Chris Gutierrez, Garrett Maines, Michael Jeans, and Ray Black Jr. rounding out your top 10. The last car on the lead lap.
we see that Frenchie did not get his lap back. Is he, you think, going to be, you think he's going to be the bulldozer, or he's going to be the pusher getting Ray Black up to the front?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's going to be the bulldozer. Simply because he's 30 laps into his stint, and at this point really doesn't have anything to lose.
So I just got back from talking to Jonathan, and the reason why he wiggled back and forth is because I guess there's a glitch in iRacing where if you get your tires changed, it doesn't always fix your repairs. And then he was wiggling back and forth hoping that it was going to fix the repairs, and it didn't. And that's why he had to come back in to get some optional repairs fixed.
Fair enough.
All right.
As Medeiros is getting ready to cold trickle the field. Or not. Gets it slowed down. Pace car's in. Osmer in control of the field as they come through the tri-oval.
All right, there we go.
Green flag.
Osmer pulls the trigger. Zach Brew goes with him. Robert Hill Jr. getting a great jump on the outside.
And guys, I'm wondering, I think Cody Eldred's going to be the one to watch, because he's going to have one heck of a run down this backstretch.
Dare say you're right. The question is, when he gets there, is there going to be a hole for him to go through?
That doesn't look like it in Osmer.
Yellow, yellow.
No.
And that's going to put Frenchie back on the lead lap.
Yeah, if he didn't get any damage. I'm not sure what happened there, but that didn't look fun.
I don't know. We're going to go to a chopper cam and see what took place. See Osmer run in the middle. Goes up to the second lane. Brew just turned him.
Oh, man.
And Ray Black Jr. catches a piece of that one. And it looks like Jr. may have twiffed the engine again.
So that's an end to his day after working so hard getting those 2 laps back.
Yep, twiffed the engine. But, yeah, we're going to back this up. Here they are working through the 1-2 complex. You're watching from the chopper cam. As you see Osmer try to play both halves against the middle. Goes back down to protect the low line. Zach Brew there. And there it is. He just catches the right rear. And unfortunately, Ray Black Jr. having nowhere to go. Catches a race car to the face. And the good news for Frenchie is I don't think he caught a piece of that. Let's back that up and take a look again. Yeah, Frenchie did not catch a piece of that.
I'm wondering if he didn't maybe take some secondary damage somewhere else. So I don't think he's going to get the lucky dog, guys.
I don't know. Is the field formed up? The field's not. The field's just coming down to the front straightaway now.
I was gonna say, I believe I overheard race control saying that there was no lucky dogs with under 10 laps to go.
Oh shoot, you're right. No, you're right. That is the rule. But that does move Frenchie into 9th as Medeiros, Osmer, and Black Jr. all having to take a pit side. Sorry, I take that back. Medeiros is back out of the pits. Apparently, Frenchie is getting the lucky dog.
All right, guys.
The game gave it to him.
All right, so here's the question: do we get a one-lap shootout?
Maybe. I think we get a quarter-mile drag race, to be honest with you.
Oh man, this should be interesting, guys.
Because it was a lap to form up, and then 2 laps under caution. So the pits opened that lap. They're going to open this lap for lap down, then a lap to form up. I would be surprised if we go back to green.
Oh, we got to cross our fingers, I guess.
Well, the question is, well, here's the question though. Does race control make the call on the 05 for turning Osmer? Because
right,
if you watch the chopper cam that we showed in the stream, the 05 turned into the 55.
Man, I know it varies series to series. If it was an Indy car, I'd say the 05 would be going to the back, and Cody Eldred would be getting another win that way. But I don't know how they'll do it here. That's a very good question.
We're about to find out, I think.
Well, I think this will be the tail.
If we could send our pit reporter down to go talk to Taylor Burris.
User left your channel.
Hint, hint.
User joined your channel.
Hint, hint, nudge.
What was the question?
Are they going to penalize the 05?
Done for.
User left your channel.
Well, if they got the 2 to go this time by, I think it'll be a one-lap shootout.
User joined your channel.
They're calling it a racing incident.
Interesting.
So there we go. So
I don't think they got 2 to go.
well, I don't think they did. Now it sounds like some of the drivers might be arguing that call.
Yeah, I don't think they're very happy about it.
Oh boy.
Now
Zach
they're
Brew
giving
has
him.
been given an EOL.
There it is. So Zach Brew getting the EOL. I don't think we got 2 to go. We're about to find out here if the lights go out on the pace car, I'll be greatly surprised because it'll be a 1-lap dash for cash. And the question is, if you're Cody Eldred, do you pull the trigger as soon as the pace car twitches and try to, just play blocker at that point, or do you kind of sandbag the start, wait till the last possible second, and not let anybody try to get a run on you?
Man, I think you got to sandbag it, to be honest. We know if you jump out here, then they're coming, and they're coming hard and fast at the end of that backstretch.
Well, that one from 0 to Pornhub in about 2 seconds.
Oh man.
Maybe just a little. Cars are forming up, though, as we're coming back to the flag, so they might have had 2 to go.
Oh, we're about to find out. If the lights go out on the pace car here, color me surprised.
Now, guys, this was me, and I was the leader.
Lights are out on the pace car. We are going to have a 1-lap dash for cash.
I would sandbag a little bit on this restart if I was the leader. Hold back just a little bit and then go for it.
I would sandbag a lot bit. I would wait till that green came out before I pulled the trigger. And then just pray I didn't get turned on the backstretch.
Yeah, I mean, if this were any other track other than Daytona, get that jump, get it hard, get it fast, get it quick. Here, no, I think you've got a sandbag. I think that's Eldred's key to victory.
They've got 2.6 miles to reel you back in, so yeah, you kind of have to not let them get a run on you. And Dustin Ping is probably, other than Cody, is one of the better pushers that I've seen in this league.
And the thing is, I mean, do you think he gets to Eldred, tries to push him away from Pabon and make it a 2-car race, or do you think he tries to leave Cody hanging and we see cars going 3 wide into 3?
I'm thinking Dustin Ping pushes Cody to the win and gets the points for second. Because Dustin, I believe, is still deep in the points chase. So just praying for a good points day, getting out of Talladega alive is all what it's all about here.
Right. I mean, Jose Pabon, we've seen him. He's very aggressive all year long.
That's one way to put it.
I think he's going to go for it, and I think he's going to be your red flag to watch this last lap.
Well, the other thing too is you've got Garrett Maines right behind him, and Garrett is if there's an opening, Garrett's going to try to go for it, and never count out Michael Jeans, who's right there in the mix as well.
Right. I mean, all the cars left in this race, they're all aggressive. They're
Here
all
we
capable
go.
of winning.
Eldred rolls into it.
Green, green, green.
Pabon pinching down. Eldred's going to get out to a lead. Oh, this could end poorly. Pabon gets to the inside. Just bulldozes his way to the inside. Down onto the apron. Oh, there goes Garrett Maines. There goes Dustin Ping. Ping gets hit. Maines gets turned. White flag is out. Maines right on the back bumper of Eldred, trying not to turn him. Ping to the high side. Now it's a drag race. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, now it is really a 2-car drag race back to the line.
Eldred on the inside, Ping on the high side. They touch coming into the trial. Will they touch again?
Oh, man.
Ping by 2 1/1000ths of a second.
Man, if they had made contact, that was Eldred's. I have to go back and look.
I'm watching. We're on with Gutierrez right now, as Pabon on the high side, Gutierrez on the low side. Pabon comes down, bumps Gutierrez. Gutierrez catches the apron and just annihilates him. Good grief. So Dustin Ping, here we are watching the finish again. Dustin Ping by about half a fender.
Yeah, that was a crazy finish, guys. That's not what I thought it was going to be at all.
Definitely not, but we are going to grab Dustin right now. As soon as I can find us again, there we are.
User was moved to your channel.
Dustin Ping, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
You might be too busy celebrating.
Dustin Ping, Tony up in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
What a finish! Holy cow!
Tell me about it.
You and Cody just coming to the line, just beating and banging on each other, just an old-fashioned drag race. Did you happen to see what happened in your mirror?
You got to do what you got to do to get the win.
Well, what I'm saying is, did you see what happened behind you guys? All the carnage and melee.
I can't really hear you.
I was wondering if you saw all the carnage behind you coming into the 3-4 complex.
I don't really know what to say. I hate hitting Cody for the win.
Well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but you got the job done, and looks like you just punched your ticket to the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that, and we'll go on to next week and see what we can do.
All right. Well, we'll let you get back down to celebrate with your team, and we will see you next week.
Thank you very much.
User was moved out of your channel.
Let's see if and he is. Let's see what type of
User was moved to your
see what type of mood Cody Eldred is in. Cody, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, I got you.
What a finish! I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, the wrecking ball through the field. Yeah, that's cool.
Cody, I mean, I'm not trying to pick sides here, but if there had been no contact there, I think it was you to that line by the thinnest of margins.
Yeah, it was exciting. I expressed my opinion on what he should have done. And, I mean, that no contact finish would have been great. I mean, I love this league. I love racing these Monday nights. I just can't wait for February for the new season.
Well, for what it's worth, I do know that you were one of the picks coming into this event, especially considering that we figured it was going to become a fuel mileage race before it was over.
Yeah, I think that when I pitted, I took like a gallon or something, and that topped me off to be for sure.
Did you happen to see any of the melee that happened behind you going into 3?
I saw a lot of bang and I heard it. I was trying to concentrate on who was next to me and if they were going to hit me or not. Exciting, quite to say the least, but sucks. There was so many cautions, too many car contacts. I didn't even use my fast repair that whole race.
I was about to ask you that question because you had one of the cleaner races that we saw, so good on you for that, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So
yeah, man, good race tonight. Glad to see you back up there. Sorry it didn't quite break your way in the last couple 100 yards.
It's all right. Just repping the Old Schools Motorsports. Glad I got at least a podium for him.
You did Old Schools Motorsports proud. You did the entire IndyCar League proud by showing them that open wheel guys can come and play hard in the tin tops as well.
Thank you.
So we will see you tomorrow night, sir. I believe we are. Somebody help me here.
Michigan.
I was going to say Michigan tomorrow night in the Indy cars. So that's always been a track that I remember you running well at in previous races. So something to look forward to for tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, always. Appreciate what you guys do, and Taylor putting the effort he does into this league, and Frenchie doing what he does with all his contacts. Ray Black, always fun racing him.
Absolutely. So, Cody, again, congratulations on the podium. Heartbreaker that you didn't finish one more spot up, but I'm looking back through the field here, and you did get the hard charger of the race. Started 16th and coming home in second.
Yeah, name of the game was stick in the back for quite some time and ended up in the front, so that changed everything. My plan was honestly to help Ronnie. I wanted to get Ronnie up there for his chase hopes to help him through.
Unfortunately, I was going to say, unfortunately, he had helped to have that ended earlier.
Yep, I thought I was going to get in that one. We both said before, we're probably going to get wrecked in the next lap or two.
And lo and behold, there it is. But, all right, Cody, we'll let you get back up into the post-race chatter, and we will see you tomorrow night in the IndyCars.
All right, always a pleasure.
Good luck,
was
man.
moved out of your channel.
All right, so
User was moved to
rounding
your
out
channel.
our podium, Mr. Robert Hill Jr. Repping the Canadian crowd tonight, coming home in third, able to survive that one.
Man, that was intense. It was just a roller coaster all night.
It was. Now, that melee that happened going into 3 on the final lap, that was right in front of you. Was it a first you say it, then you do it moment when you got there?
I didn't really know what to think at that moment. I just seen Chris and I think it was Jose just bouncing and going all over the place, and I just wanted to avoid it and hopefully get a good finish.
You
And
kind of close your eyes and shoot the gap, right?
Pretty much. Days of Thunder moment.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, you got caught up in one of the early wrecks, so I'm guessing you were that kind of changed your game plan to. Did you burn your fast repair early?
I tried to repair it, and it was so slow I had to take it at the end of stage 1. So, yeah, I didn't have anything, and then when we got caught in that wreck with 7 to go, the last caution, I was in the wall at that point, and I thought we were done, but I guess not.
Well, it just goes to show you that, keeping digging, and you're able to pull one out. Congratulations on the podium. So
thank you.
We will we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Taylor has not told me where we are next week. Do you happen to know what the schedule looks like?
I have no clue. I just show up, and wherever we are, that's where we are.
Okay, so just like the rest of us. All right, cool. But no, definitely congratulations on the podium finish. A hard-fought podium, I might add. You definitely did. You did your team proud tonight, and if I'm not mistaken, you were running a special paint scheme tonight.
Yeah, we usually run the Havoline car, but we threw some pink on there for breast cancer this month, and I think we did it proud today.
Definitely, sir. Good on you, and again, congratulations on the podium, and again, congratulations on being able to battle back and snag that podium finish.
Thank you, sir.
So we will see you.
Man.
We will see you next week, and best of luck.
Yes, sir. See you guys next week. Let's do this again.
All right.
User was moved out of your channel.
So I believe that's going to do it because I'm not seeing anyone else. Well, no, there's some stuff going on down in the admin booth. So I'm thinking that everybody that's down there, we probably don't want to talk to at this moment in time.
Yeah, it looks like it might be rather intense down there. So,
yeah,
a lot happened in that last lap. A lot to sort out, and who knows? We might even have a different winner by the time this thing's all said and done.
Stranger things have happened. We'll find out next week. But unofficially, Dustin Ping, Cody Eldred, Ray Black Jr., Francois Pelletier, Jose Pavon, Garrett Maines, Chris Gutierrez, Michael Jean, Zach Brew, Jonathan Medeiros, David Bigger, Ronnie Osmer, Ray Black Jr., Steve Gauthier, Andy DeLay, Butch Frazier, Dustin Dean, and Colin Bauer being your finishing order of those that did start the event.
Oh man, a lot of good names that had really good runs going, but that's the nature of the beast here at Talladega. One mistake ruins it for not just you, but a lot of other guys, and I think we saw that time and time again tonight.
Very much so. And I believe that is going to do it for tonight's broadcast. And according to our pit reporter, the next race is going to be at Kansas. So, get the fire extinguishers ready, because I believe we were already there once this year. No, that was Kentucky. My bad. That's right. I did talk to Taylor. They're running the Wang layout at Kansas.
The what?
The Wang.
Oh dear.
If you look at the map of the Kansas Motor Speedway,
Yes.
the quote infield road course.
Yes.
Go look at the map sometime. Tell me what it looks like.
I don't want to.
I just told you what it looked like.
I know, I still don't want to.
So, on behalf of Mr. Kevin Paskowich, Mr. Jason Coburn, it's Tony Trapaskel saying we will see you, what the hell, tomorrow night we will be in the IRO 5s at Michigan on the other channel, and then we'll be back here next Monday from Kansas on the road course. You have been watching a presentation of both of broadcasting. And if you like the action that you saw on the track tonight, you want to get involved, go ahead and drop your iRacing screen name down in the bottom. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time.
Good night, everyone.